What's up? How's it going? Welcome to Weird Wednesday once again. How's everybody doing? How you doing, Jamie?
I am doing. You see my
I'm
little
doing.
paper?
What's that?
You see the little dollar store holder here?
Ah, there you go. Cool.
It's just water. What do you put in yours? Your fog
What's that?
machine. What do you put in your fog machine? The liquid fog or dry ice?
Fog. Fog juice. Yeah.
Does
Fog.
it have the um? What's I almost said Suxoli. Um. Oh crap! This is in the vape juice.
Yeah. I added a little propylene glycol and vegetable glycerin to it to make it foggier.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, be careful with your lungs though, because that's supposed to irritate your lungs.
It
Was
doesn't have
thinking,
nicotine or nothing in it.
well, the actual stuff.
Propylene glycol?
No. Yes.
Yeah. Nah, that won't mess you up. That's what they use in inhalers.
Yeah, the delivery agent.
Mm.
Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Boom. So, how's everybody else been doing this week so far? I forgot it was Wednesday till I looked and I was like, oh man, it's Wednesday.
Is fall starting to hit for you guys?
It's nice
We're
here tonight.
starting to get the color of the maple trees down the street. I did a video yesterday to show, but I deleted it by accident. And so you can start seeing the maples turning, but there's still so much green.
We don't get any of that here in Florida. It just goes from green to brown, back to green again. But you know, head north a little bit, Georgia, you start seeing colors. But yeah, there's one tree out on the disc golf course. It's a big maple tree. And that one, it turns all kind of gold and stuff. It's pretty cool. But other than
Like a
that, it's all
Japanese
pine.
maple?
What's that?
Like a Japanese maple?
Yeah. So other than that, it's all pine trees and oak trees. And the pine needles turn brown and fall off. Pine cones fall off. Oak tree leaves turn brown and fall off. And then it's just bare naked brown trees for the winter.
And he has sticks.
Hmm.
Why I loved California because we always felt all the seasons and being right in the middle. It's like not too many miles from like going up to Shasta, going skiing, or if you want to go to the desert, if you want to go up north to the big trees, or just go down to the coast, just anywhere, go over, hop over to the desert. Everything's just like not too far, and you feel the not only the seasons but the changes in the season.
Yeah, yeah,
And I love that. I thought I couldn't do without being able to feel each season change, and that's why it's these changes are so obvious. I mean, things will change over time, surely, but
yeah,
like this, like we're about to have it keeps going hot, and then we're about to have another atmospheric river storm like in 2 days, and then it's gonna be like 80 again. So,
damn,
but we are getting the brown leaves, the
yeah,
gold color leaves, and I
cool,
did get acorns on the equinox. I
yeah,
thought, oh no, I wonder if the acorn trees even dropped yet.
yeah. They're
Sure enough.
starting to all drop here. All my hunting friends are all excited because acorns are falling, which the deers love acorns. So
Oh really?
yeah,
I didn't even know that was a thing.
yeah, yeah.
They're
You get
so
some big
simple, but
acorn.
they're really pretty. The like shell and the wood of the acorn shell.
Yeah, yeah. Our nuts aren't that big here.
This is a small one.
Dang.
Has a little nub. Has its little cap still. It hasn't fallen off.
Yeah,
I always pick up the first ones of the year, and then I have that's actually the first one. That's the special one you carry around with you. I just haven't been carrying it. I could put
yeah,
it in a little pouch, but and then I return the previous years back to the earth. You guys, oh nut, these nuts,
these nuts.
these nuts. Nuts are not that big here. Au contraire, I think
Mm,
you might have some big nuts over in Florida too.
yeah, I know. I had some for
Like
for a while. Uh, that
South
was not
Park
fun. Yeah,
bouncing on the trampoline or the bouncy balls. Oh, I was doing links and then I got distracted.
so I went to the movies the other night,
You
and
did?
yeah, and
Yeah.
Sam and me went to the movies, and I went to see that new Conjuring: The Last Rites movie.
Oh, and what did you think?
I was kind of disappointed.
So I was afraid of.
You know, the first one was pretty good, and it was creepy, scary. The second one was, pretty good. Third one, I mean, it was okay, but I left kind of like thinking, man, they could have made that so much better.
Oh man.
But I don't know. Anybody else seen it? Think of it. I don't know. It's had some dumb stuff in it, like one part, like they showed Annabelle, the Annabelle doll, and it was like the CGI it like turned into a giant Annabelle, and I'm like, really?
Oh no.
Yeah, like, really? Come on,
Okay.
guys. Yeah, I don't know. Could have
Uh,
been better. Good thing I senior discount when
how much do you
we put
save?
in. Oh, not a whole lot. It's normally like $11 or something, and I
A
get the
pre
senior
popcorn?
discount, and it's like $8 or something like that.
Do they give you like at least like a free small popcorn?
No,
Of course not.
no popcorn there. Like I just buy everything's automated. You buy tickets online, or you get them go to a kiosk there, and like all the candy and popcorn and everything automated. You got to go get it yourself, and it's like
Like
stupid
make your own
expensive.
nachos and everything?
Yeah, and it's
Wow,
like
I haven't been to the movies like since the Halloween last Halloween.
yeah, it's like kind of weird. I was looking at the prices, like a bag, medium sized bag of popcorn, and was like something like $14 or something. Like, oh hell no! Just
Oh,
buy the tickets online, and you go and you stop at the dollar store on the way, and you buy a drink and whatever you can put in your pocket,
and you
and
get all the good
you take it
candy
in there.
from the dollar store.
Yeah,
Man, that food was always expensive too.
yeah,
Now that's just like I'm not gonna say it.
yeah. They they have our movie theater has like they do these movies during the summer where it's like $5, and it's like old movies. Like they just had Young Frankenstein, which I was completely bummed that I missed because I would have liked to seen that in the theater again. Darcy and me went and saw the original Jaws a while back. It was like
I
$5.
remember. I think in one of our
Um,
cities they might have something like that. One of the old theaters, or they used to, or they would
yeah,
put like Berkeley or Oakland or somewhere out there, and they would play like we used to get the Rocky Horror Picture Show. That was a good time.
yeah. They have an IMAX screen. They were doing drive-in movies, like they were showing them on the side of the outside, but I don't know. I don't think they're doing that anymore. I don't know why. Hmm.
I don't know if ours are still open off to like Solano. All right, now I got it. I was gonna look up. I need to look up how to polish selenite that's already polished without like little scratches. The
Yeah,
best way to buff it out. because it's polished anyway. This is one of the hearts. I put it into one of those cages.
Oh, cool.
Um, but there's a little nicks because certain friends of mine here, yeah, thought it would be quite all right to go ramming her head through all of my stuff and throwing sensitive soft stones against the rocky
Uh,
edges of quartz clusters and such. Um, they used to be very, very, very pristine. You just
yeah,
see that liquid light. So I don't.
yeah,
It just kind of bothered me. I thought that I should be able to do something to like buff these scratches out. The wands,
yeah,
the sticks are all scuffed up and banged up,
yeah,
but they look so cool. And then I have the piece to this. This used to be completely. Oh dear.
oh
Oh,
dear.
and oh dear. This is an interesting shaped one, but it used to be perfectly round,
Oh,
except this one piece, and the whole strip came off like that. Like I could like glue that piece back on,
yeah,
but it wouldn't be one perfect piece anymore. This was like a selenite I got where it had like all sorts of like pieces. I got the little desert
yeah,
rose with it. So I'm just leaving it flat so it don't roll around. It,
yeah,
it's a wand.
yeah. I got a big wand of that stuff. Big wand of that
In my cabinet.
stuff.
I keep this by where I sit at my desk. You have the big fat lamp. You win with your lamp.
Yeah, I was bummed. I dropped that thing the desk a while back. Luckily, just
It
took
fell
the
off the
little
base.
chips out. Yeah, took a couple of chips out of it, and but it's selenite, so can't really tell.
And then I have this
But
little
yeah,
tiny. This came with a set of stuff.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think there was this stuff in it again.
but yeah, I was a little bummed with the movie. Could have been better.
That's why I don't like when they take especially classics, and then they have to like go add the like Exorcist. They go and they add like, oh, we're gonna make it better because now we have this, and now we have that, and we effect and that effect, and it was honestly scarier the way it happened when it happened than with all these special jump scares and other crap.
Yeah, yeah,
Some movies, it just sucks once they do all this stupid adding shit just to do it.
yeah,
The people actually made the doll, like made the robots and the animatronics and everything.
yeah. I was looking at I'm having a brain fart. I can't think. Um, the Warrens, man, they're
I was just reading something on that the other day.
Julie is who I was thinking of. And what's the dude's name? She married. Um, Having a total brain fart on the names.
Me too.
Anyways,
I'm just gonna
I
think
was
it
I
faster
was
than I.
I was reading on Facebook, and they were saying, that blah blah blah. People were saying this and that about it, and the Warrens weren't on this investigation, and blah blah blah. And they were like, "Dude, it's a movie. It's like all of it isn't 100% true. It's Hollywood." you know, People were getting all bent out of shape. I don't know. The Warrens have, you know, yeah. There you go. Thanks, Azariana.
She got it.
Judy Sparrow. Yeah,
Ah, yeah.
there you go. Thank you. Um,
Yes.
yeah, my brain started working again. But yeah, I was reading some of Judy's posts, and she was a little bent out of shape because people were giving her a hard time about stuff in the movie, and I don't know, you know, it's Hollywood. It's all goes by a script. It's not 100% accurate, and I don't know. It does say at the beginning of the movie that it was based off a true story, but it's based. It's not like
Well,
this
that
is
could
word
mean
for word.
all they
You know,
did was use somebody's name that was for real that happened to go to the house once, and then it's like based on a true story.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
oh, Lori asked when does the senior discount start?
Oh, for the movie theater here, it's either 55 or 60. Might be 60. I don't know. I qualify for it though. But yeah, and some people are say, they're full of crap. But I don't know. I for some reason I was like, I've always been intrigued with the Warrens. For some reason I don't know why.
There, I think I got everything. I'm close to 52. I'm, I just turned 48.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
turned 48 in May.
Youngster.
I was just 32, man.
I know. I was just 24, like 30 years ago. More.
Which was like a good age of my divorce time and like freedom. And it was like second bloom
Yeah, 24
time
for
of
me was
day.
pretty. There's some pretty wild years at 24.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to say those weren't wild, too.
Mm,
Just a different type.
lucky I made it through those.
I was lucky
It's
I made
weird.
it.
I'm
Like
like,
anything past 16 to 18, I was like, this is such a bonus.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna be
Debbie.
62. And I'm like, I was just thinking the other day, like, every day you turn around and like, you know, somebody else is dying. Hey, Ace Frehley, like just
Oh, I
all these
know.
musicians, that I grew, then they're all like in the bucket, and I'm like, damn it, he's dying. And now it's like every day you get reminded of it.
Yeah, or like Invincible. People, would usually be okay.
Yeah. Hmm.
That's why I got it.
I
Live
would
in
throw in.
the
I'll take 50 any day. Now I'm my 50s now.
My brain doesn't work like that.
Like what?
Like rolling over to 50.
Uh, hmm. Yeah, I don't. Like mentally, I don't. I don't feel like I'm in my. But physically, sometimes I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, physically.
Yeah.
I've gotten like wiser on things and learned a lot. But like I'm the voice, like the consciousness of yourself or whatever, it's the same me that I've known my whole entire life, and it doesn't sound different, it doesn't feel different. The devil and the angels on my shoulders, might get along better now, but like nothing has changed
Yeah.
except I don't want to go to jail.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. Arthritis ain't no fun. I got a whole. I could write a whole book on that. Luckily, though, I'm my home health nurse discharged me, so I don't got to do that. And I got to go to the wound clinic once a week still. And they told me last Monday when I went, the doctor looked at me and he was like, "Wow, you get maybe got like another week or two and you're done." So that's good. Hopefully, I overdid it at my last gig and lifted way much speakers and band equipment. I paid for that. Oh man, over the weekend and the first of the week, thought my hernia was gonna bust out of my guts and spill all over the floor. Uh, Told everybody in my band, I'm like, screw this shit. I'm gonna sell PA gear and just buy a harmonica and start playing that. That's all I got to bring to a gig. Just a microphone and a harmonica. Be done. It sucks when
Well,
you
get
don't
one
have
of
the
the
PA gear.
microphones that attach to like your face so you don't even have to like do shit.
Yeah, really.
Blow.
Why was I lifting? Because I got to the gig and nobody was there to help me set up all the equipment. So was doing it my damn self.
You mentioned that to me, and I never even asked like what happened regarding that.
Yeah, I mentioned getting hit in the head with a brick yesterday too.
I know. I'm like, how did that happen?
Yeah, that's a long one. It's not really long, but yeah, I came in and we had we got a mouse cage that has a couple of little mice in it, and Darcy had moved the cage to give them water or something. And there's a brick that goes on top of it, just to make sure, that they stay where they're supposed to be. And she had apparently set it on the back of the couch, and I came in and sat down. I didn't see it, and I came in and sat down on the couch. I was like, "Bam!" I got hit in the head with it. Like, I'm like, "Holy shit!" I thought somebody threw a brick through my sliding glass door was open. I thought somebody threw a brick or a rock at me, and I jumped up off the couch like ready to fight. And yeah, then I realized what it
Jumped
was.
up and you're like,
Yeah, knocked the crap out of me. And it was funny because I get hit with this brick. It hit me in the head and then fell and landed on, like, hit my shoulder. And I'm like, son of a bitch, I'm just getting healed up from my leg, and now I'm
oh
going to be
no,
bleeding
dude,
from
and
this
then
hole in
it's gonna come and beat you up.
my head. But it wasn't too
Did you
bad.
just
Luckily, I
see
got a
that?
hard head. So what's that?
Yeah, on the screen, that yellow whatever just happened.
No, I didn't.
That was weird.
Your screen or my screen or whose screen?
Yeah, you got a Rottweiler head. Wait, your mouse.
Yeah, it's moving on my end.
Now it's matched. Yes, it matched up. It was like off sync for a second,
Aha.
and then it did that speedy thing, caught up.
No, it wasn't a red brick. It was like a patio brick, a gray brick. But yeah, I do got to be careful. I shouldn't be lifting heavy stuff. But yeah, sometimes you just do it. I was good until the very end, and I lifted my bass amp. Well, it wasn't my bass amp. My bass amp speaker cabinet would have been lighter. I got this big, hefty box that I throw all the speaker cables and mic cables and power cables and all that shit in. And it weighs like, yeah, it's like 70 pounds. And I grabbed that thing and hucked it in my van. And right when I did that, I felt my abdomen like hurt. And I was like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. It was right at the end of the night.
You've needed that done as long as I've known you. But it was always like trying to schedule the perfect time that you could be out for recovery for that long. And then in
Yeah,
the meantime, all these other things happen that take just as long, if not longer, to recover from that you're not even asking for. It's like, can't
yeah,
you just do the damn thing at the same time, man? Come on.
yeah, I know. I wish I would have had it done when I had my heart attack stuff done. But yeah, the doctor was like, nah, you need to have that done. But now we got to wait till you heal up from all this. And then after I healed
Damn.
up from the heart attack, now it's my leg. They're like, yep, you got to heal up from all that before you have this done. And I'm like, geez, man. But yeah,
And
usually
yet
that,
you like do. Like you're my mom's like biggest inspiration in the world. She's like so majorly impressed by you and all the things that you do. Like your motivation, and she's like, if I had these going, I wouldn't want to do anything. He's out there. She goes, I don't know if you've ever said something that he doesn't do. I said, oh, I'm always finding new. He'll mention just, oh yeah, I had blah blah blah, like, and I'm just listening to him, like, wait, what? Did you just say you also? Yeah, that surprises me.
yep,
And when they say like doer of all, like master of none type thing, that doesn't apply for you either because you are a doer of a lot, but you do master pretty well the things that you're putting out there and doing. You do like a really good job. So
I try.
it's very impressive.
But yeah, when I got whacked in the head on the couch, I jumped up like I was fully ready to fight with somebody. Like, who the hell's throwing rocks at me? Because I'm like sitting on my couch. I don't expect to get hit in the head with something, you know?
That's why you
Like,
grab like, your bat or something else.
yeah. I'm like,
Yeah, come inside, pew pew.
yeah,
I have a gun and I'm not afraid to use it.
always ready to rumble.
Or wherever they tell, say, California, I have a gun and I will use it. No, I have not seen any meteors. ABC has, well, Lori, he really does take care of himself, except the pushing too hard thing. Like when you told me that day, oh, I played disc golf. I was starting to feel a little tired, but I pushed through it. I was gonna
Yeah,
say Rob, but I thought, you know what? He hasn't in a while, and it's really his first. He's going out. I'm gonna let it slide. I'm not gonna bitch, and we'll see how he feels tomorrow.
yeah,
But you got to stop when your body says stop. But no meteor showers. We had something on ABC showing a meteor from some sky watchers over the Golden Gate Bridge, but it was time lapse, so something still doesn't look right to me. And I really think ABC is also on the AI trend.
yeah,
And you see how many different articles are put out there on Facebook now where it's talking about the jab and how it's got all these cures for like cancer, and they're saying, oh, it cures cancer, it's known to do this, and putting like all these like super crazy like infiltrating the feeds with all of these like flat out lies.
yeah,
It's like, wow, you guys have some balls.
yeah. They can do and say whatever they want.
That and the meteorologists that all of a sudden, strangely, are all repeating these same photos of all the chemtrails zigzagging all over. And they're like, there's going to be extended contrails, and they're going to be hanging a little longer than usual, and blah, 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 blah. Like, why all of a sudden are all you guys like reporting on these like anyway, that's what got me kicked off Facebook for a while because I went
Yeah,
off and made a few of those guys really upset. But
yeah.
yeah,
That's
they're letting a lot of fake stuff go through.
that's one thing. A lot of people, bitch about our governor here, DeSantis. But hey, he made it illegal to do any of that spray and chemtrails, all that bullshit. My neighbor came over the other day, and he's Hungarian, and he came over the other day, and he just got back. He's been on vacation. He went back home for a while, and he was traveling all over, and he came back, and he came over the other day. We were talking up in the front yard, and he's like, "You notice anything?" And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Look up, look at the sky," and it was just perfect blue, not a chemtrail, contrail, white streaky cloud line anywhere. It was just perfect blue sky.
And
I'm like,
not
yeah,
like
a
Simpson
coincidence.
cartoon blue and not milky blue, but actual blue.
Oh yeah, yeah,
That's
it was.
incredible because it
Yeah,
takes like 3 years to blow that shit out.
yeah, it was awesome. It's been the Yeah, the sky here has been really nice lately.
That is awesome. And the sun seems normal.
Yeah, it's still, still hot, but I don't know. Yeah, the weather, the sky has been really clean looking lately. It's just nice to
That's
not
nice.
look up and see all that shit, floating around up there.
And be like depressed when you're outside just to chill and be part of nature. And then you're like looking up and listening to all of it over your head, and it kind of like depresses you because it's like I can even enjoy the beauty of what's surrounding me because this is like bullshit. And then I'm sitting there going like pew 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 at all the people. I'll wave and then I'll go like this and I'll go like this and like the low riding ones.
Yeah,
When they're having them, I was like, they're gonna do an extra circle around there.
yeah.
Limp dick syndrome.
Hey, when that happens,
Blue Chew. What's Blue Chew? I think I heard that.
Blue Chew.
Yeah. Is it like a Viagra thing?
Yeah, that's the new thing. The new thing is Blue Chew.
Is it like Big League Chew,
Yeah,
but Viagra?
Big League Blue
Like
Chew.
edibles? Viagra edibles?
That's the damn boner pills, man.
Got some damn boner gum, guys. I need to grab some mix right quick. That's why we gotta start the articles sooner. At least for me, I think. It's like
Yeah,
clockwork.
yeah, it is. Bada bing, bada boom. Gas station boner pills. Yeah, man, you got to be careful with those. Yeah, let me have some of the Magnum 357s, Peterbilt rights, and oh, let's see, where's my articles at? I have no idea. Where did they go? Here we go.
I got my favorite pentagram on tonight.
Oh yeah,
I've only used the lapis background like twice. I always keep it on the obsidian.
oh yeah.
Our little boxes. Little boxes.
Big boxes, little boxes.
Like little boxes.
Talking Viagra, Cialis, and little boxes. Why are still so many people obsessed with hunting ghosts? Ghostesses. I don't know. Why is that? Hmm. According to this article, it says paranormal investigation and ghost hunting will remain popular pastimes for many fans of the unexplained. Alice Vernon in 1874, renowned chemist Sir William Crookes sat in a darkened room, eyes fixed on a curtain over an alcove. The curtain twitched, and out came the glowing ghost of a young woman dressed in a white shroud. Shroud. He
Loud.
was entranced. But the ghost was fake, and his involvement in seances nearly ruined his career. The lesson wasn't learned. However, the crooks, like thousands of them, continued to search for evidence of spirits. The popularity of the Victorian seance and its associated pseudo religion spiritualism spread rapidly across the world. From small parlors hushed with the hopes of recently bereaved to the grand concert halls, audiences were eager for spooky spectacles. Ghost hunting remains an immensely popular cultural interest. Platforms such as YouTube and TikTok are now awash with amateur investigators trudging through abandoned buildings and well known haunted houses in order to capture evidence. I've spent the last few years researching the social history of ghost hunting for my new book, Ghosted: A History of Ghost Hunting and Why We Keep Looking, to examine ghosts from the perspective of the living. Why do we continue to cling to the hope of finding definite proof of a spectral afterlife? The active investigation of ghosts became an international phenomenon in 1848 when young sisters Kate and Mary Fox popularized the knocking code to communicate with ghosts that allegedly haunted the farmhouse in Hydesville, New York. 5 years later, it was estimated that they had amassed 500,000, equivalent to almost 15 million something today. Spiritualism spread across the world, particularly in the UK, France, and Australia, not Austria. It was helped along by grief in the aftermath of the American Civil War and in the beginning of the 20th century, the mass bereavement of the First World War. People turned to spiritualism and ghost hunting for fame and fortune, but also for genuine hope and overwhelming need for evidence that death was not the end. In direct parallel with spiritualism, however, rose skeptics, keen to seek the truth of ghosts. Most vehement critics of spiritualism were magicians who felt mediums were trying to copy their trade, but from a morally reprehensible approach. At least magicians' audience knew they were deliberately being deceived. The famous illusionist Harry Houdini, for instance, often bitterly argued with his close friend and ardent spiritualist, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, about the fraudulent practice of mediums. With the rise of modern scientific laboratories and development of portable sound and image recording devices in the 20th century, ghost hunting became an incredibly popular and sensationalized hobby. Harry Price, physical researcher, author, and professional hobbyist, used ghost hunting to create a cult of personality for himself, sniffing out interesting hauntings that could potentially lead to publicity. The object was still on fire when the site. Wait a minute, what happened?
It jumped,
It jumped. It jumped.
and
I
it
lost
probably
her.
hopped into a whole other article.
Yep. Well, anyways, I don't know. Yeah, there's always going to be skeptics, and I've been a skeptic at times myself.
You have
But
to be, though.
yeah, but I've also seen and heard stuff that there's no explanation for, and I've been in real life situations where there's no way that there's no way like the one concrete thing, was like I've mentioned before when my grandfather died. My mom was like, "We got to go tell your grandmother." We went in there and she already knew because she said my grandfather, her husband, came and sat on the bed, held her hand, talked to her, told her everything, told her he'd be waiting for her. And yeah, she didn't make that shit up, you know, and she wasn't just, on her deathbed going, I'm going to screw with the family. I'm going to make this shit up. She knew, and she had talked to her husband, my grandfather. So, you know, whatever, ghost, spirit, energy, whatever you want to call it, something happened there. And she knew about it. She talked to him. She wasn't freaked out. She wasn't scared. She said everything was fine. And I knew at that point that there's definitely something, beyond just dying and, turning into dust or worms or whatever.
Yeah.
And I've had other things that have happened, like people that have died, and I've seen them.
You've got some good stories, and you could be
Yeah,
like a believer and still be a skeptic. Because just because you're like a believer doesn't mean like, oh, every bug on the s- ring camera is like an angel, or I'm just gonna call that like an angel because everybody says it looks like an angel.
yeah,
Like, you could be a believer and a skeptic because you need to be. You need to be able to decipher those. But you have some of the most incredible, like, visitation stories, like, where you're awake, you're not even sleeping,
yeah.
that I've heard.
And just like when my mom was here, especially towards the end, like I heard her. I'd be sitting in the living room, and the room that she was in is right next to me here, and I would hear her having conversations, with like my dad or my stepdad or her mom and dad, and she was having full on conversations with them, and I'm like creep around the corner and look, and she's looking across the room, and she's talking to whatever it is she's seeing them. She's talking to them. It's not like she's just looking off into space. She's like focused on somebody, talking to them. I don't see them, but she's talking to them, and it's like I don't hear their response, but I hear her responses. And she was having a full on conversation, and I'm just like, is she just like the cheese done slid off the cracker, or is she actually seeing, you know?
I think it's something that happens right towards the end because, like, people in my family, people I'm close to who have lost, like, their, people that raised them, things like that, all report the same thing. And, like,
Yeah,
um, another person close to me, when he lost someone that he was helping take care of, like, through hospice. The same thing. As soon as she started like staring up at the wall and like talking, it's just something that people start to do.
yeah,
And I think there's something with that because a lot of people start doing it, and it's always people that they're close with that you would assume would be the ones that would be like coming to get them or
right,
waiting for them to come over.
yeah. And I've also seen it you know, in hospitals and like nursing homes and stuff, where yeah, they're talking to somebody, and it's not just their imagination. I mean, they're having a full on legit conversation.
And it's not like just drugs or,
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, dementia, there, drugs, sedation, whatever can some of that can be accrued to hallucinations and whatever, and just being old maybe. But I don't know, I think there's something to it there for sure.
and animals will stick around them too more around those
Oh
times. Like, when you start acting, whether it's like maybe because they're winding down and that's something that happens, or whatever happens in that part of our life, the dogs or animals pick up on that. And that's why they have like the hospital animals. So, people freak out like if a cat sits outside their door or a certain, dog comes around, but they recognize it.
yeah, yeah, like my dog, I mean, she was steadfast, like in my mom's room up on the bed, like right next to her. And it was weird, even after my mom passed, like I went looking for Tiki, and she's in my mom's room, and she's wanting up on the bed, and like picked her up and put her up there, and she went,
So she could smell and understand.
yeah, she went right to where, my mom was, in the bed and just curled up, and she stayed in there for like 3 days, and I mean, that dog was like constantly like, with us at all times. But yeah, after my mom passed, she stayed in that room pretty much. She wanted to be on that bed in that room for a good 3 days or more.
And when they kind of bark sometimes when they would walk past that room,
Oh yeah,
or something would happen when they go down the hall, like some sort of barking.
yeah, oh yeah. Like after my mom passed, I mean, she would. There was definitely times where she'd be on the end of the couch and just like, jump up and look at the door to my mom's room and start barking. It's just kind of. I mean, I'm used to it, but at the same time, it did kind of freak me out a little bit a few times.
Or in the kitchen where like they would be barking. I would ask, would your mom be in there cooking food for them sometimes, and like hand them, or like cooking
Yeah,
and like hand them down treats as she was cooking? Because that's kind of what the vision was I was getting. And
yeah,
I think you had said, yeah. 'Cause
yeah,
it's like, I think they're like seeing her in the kitchen or something.
yeah, yeah. I think animals can definitely see and sense spirits, and I've heard stories of, or opinions that sometimes animals get freaked out because they can see them but they can't smell them, or vice versa.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And yeah,
So they get confused.
yeah, and kids, like, I mean, the other day Sam's telling me, she always tells me these crazy things that Nora does, and she said the other day that she was talking to her grandma on the phone, and she kept going, "Stop it," and Sam said she's like looking like, she's thinking, what is she talking about? Who's she telling to stop? And she
Yeah.
turns around and she's like, "Stop. I don't want to play right now. Quit tugging my arm." And there's nobody there. You know, it's like, "I'm on the phone.
Ooh,
I don't want to play right now. I'm talking to my grandma."
that'd be interesting to like set up an SLS camera next to her.
Yeah. But she does that all the time. She'll like just like talk to like,
Just to rule out any sort of like imagination type stuff.
yeah. Yeah. And like,
But I've always believed that from the beginning that she possessed something unique, and that she was going to have some sort of like special, like something very special about her,
yeah.
especially because like Sam being her mom, and the way that she does things, and the way that she would raise her, which I think is like awesome, like with all the books and all the
Yeah.
stuff she does, the record. I just love it. But I think
Yeah. And
Nora is a very special child.
she was born basically in a full on electrical storm, The power went out in the hospital, the whole 9 yards.
No kidding.
Hmm. Oh, yeah. It was a wicked electrical storm when she was born.
Oh my gosh. I just see something in her. She's got the shine.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, even growing up, like, my family dogs they would see stuff in the house, and dogs, cats, but especially the dogs, and just stories upon stories of them just looking, not just looking at something, but like following it, you know, following something down the stairs and out the door, and following it back up the stairs. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what they saw. They saw something. that I wasn't seeing. But yeah, I think animals for sure, and little kids. Like, I mean, I saw all kinds of crazy stuff when I was a little kid, and you get to a certain age, and you're still seeing stuff, but everybody around you is like, oh, that's ghosts aren't real. That's your imagination. That's your imaginary friend. That's not real. You just hear that after for so long that I think you lose that ability after a certain age. It's like your brain gets whitewashed of what it can really see and comprehend because you've been, it's just like the old, lie about it so much that pretty soon everybody thinks it's the truth. There's
Yeah.
something to that.
Let's see what do I got coming up here. I, I got
Oh shit.
this bed looks so comfy. I was just looking for the Facebook again because it keeps like lot when I switch back and forth between chats. And then I see this bed commercial for this Amazon thing. And I thought, oh my god, that looks like the most comfortable freaking bed.
What kind of
But
bed
I
is
want
it?
to get my bed. It's just like all this shit. I don't know. It's probably got one of those like really good mattresses, but like the comforter just looks like really thick and it's got all the pillows. Like you just want to jump onto it and just like poof
Yeah.
into it. And then I see right here a brown rectal loose. What kind of spider makes that web? A brown rectulus because she's got a,
Recluse. Yeah.
but it's a rectal because of the spider web.
Ah.
Okay. This first one I thought was just creepy. I hate eyeball stuff. I think we've talked about our eyeball stuff that like icks. Um, this woman allegedly changes price so her child is born with blue
Say
eyes.
what?
A young woman viral on social media after a procedure to change her eye color so her eye color. You have the little picture. You can see how gross her eyes look. Did you know multiple that allow people to change their apart from artificial implants? There are laser procedures from the surface of the removed, turning brown eyes into blue ones in just seconds. Then there's the newer keratopigmentation, aka corneal tattooing, which relies on advanced machinery and biologically compatible to the cornea. But can these transfer to one's unborn child? Well, according to a Russian cosmetologist who changed her eye color would automatically rearrange itself. Oh, I'm getting like so stuffed. Speaking to a doctor on his popular podcast, the young cosmetologist said that she changed before giving birth so she could have a blue eyed daughter, adding that she was convinced her DNA would rearrange itself to mirror the changes. Somehow, the host of the podcast kept it cool throughout her explanation, but the public roasted her. Let me open this again. The public roasted. In the comments, laser hair removal before I got pregnant, so my children would be one would comment. I learned German so that my children from birth and wouldn't have to learn. My God, I'm so good. Someone else wrote. It's kind of like that generational, like generational. I don't want to get into it, but those matters.
Yeah.
They generationally passed down. It's like, well, like we as Irish should have some general issues
Yeah.
too. But anyhow, so the lady who said she also had her eyes done did not say she had a baby and actually had a blue-eyed baby from it. And if she does it so that her baby has the eye color, does it not stay long? Like, is it only temporary until the baby's cooked and then it comes out and its DNA is all rearranged? Or does the mom keep the eye color? I'm not really clear about that part.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, the Nazis did want to change eye color. That's true. Well, they just preferred a certain eye color, but they wanted to genetically make the purest form.
Oh, blonde hair and blue eyes.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's just weird.
so weird. I have this meme, kind of along the lines, but it shows like 2010 to 2025. So, like in 2010, all the women were kind of like different and all that. And now 2025, everybody kind of has like the same look.
Yeah.
But it's pretty true because a lot of people who do get, and I'm not knocking the surgery and all that because I'm a believer. If you're doing it for yourself and it makes you feel better, do it. I don't care.
Yeah.
But um, yeah, everybody's now starting to look like these avatars. I'm just glad it's not the shaved head beep 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 bop with the spandex glitter suits that I was talking about back in 2020.
Yeah.
Yet
Meep, meep, meep.
beep 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 speaking Simlish.
Baby's gonna come out like the guy from the Goonies. Hey, you guys.
I'm breaking up bad. Plus, my voice is just breaking up really bad too. But thank
Yeah.
you.
You were getting that
Oh,
thing.
was it?
So, yeah. Hey, you guys. Chunk.
I seen a 14-pound baby today, and the first thing I thought of was Chunk. That
Yeah.
baby was huge. It's like she had twins.
Big old
It's
baby.
one baby.
Big old baby.
Big old baby, big old head. I wonder if that was a C-section or natural birth. I didn't read it. But yeah, what it like out for fun, them around, so I wouldn't commit. That's why I never tattooed the eyeliner above my eye. Because it's like, well, one day I might not like the black eyeliner.
Yeah, I got a friend that has um, tattooed makeup, like her eyebrows are tattooed, and she's really pretty, but at the same time, it's really weird looking.
Yeah,
No way, because they're not like just little, not just like a little bit of eyebrow. I mean, they're like, well, bam, like they're
like
bold.
Brooke Shields.
Yeah, they're bold, tattooed. Like looks like somebody took a sharpie, did them.
Oh my
Uh,
god.
but hey, she stuck with them, so
Yeah, and if it makes
long
somebody
as
feel
yeah, as
better,
long as
screw
she likes,
it.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not
There's a
anybody else.
couple of places here that like tattoo places, and they kind of specialize in tattoo
Like
makeup. And,
cosmetology.
yeah, they do makeup and all that, permanent makeup, whatever it's called. I don't know.
Because I really did consider getting like at least the upper eyelid done because every morning, like since I was 12 years old, I've done pretty much the same like upper eyelid. But then there's times I like to because I like to play with makeup that sometimes I don't want that black eyeliner. I want to do something completely different.
Yeah,
That's why I don't get the tattoos on like my arms and my hands. I use henna because like there's certain things that I would like to have tattooed on my fingers and my knuckles, stuff like that. Like the Saturn, like the planetary symbols and stuff like that.
yeah,
But sometimes I don't want it. And that's why like for my arm, I want to get the Taurus constellation where it's kind of like long and looks kind of like a Y.
yeah,
But instead of just having it black on my arm, I'm going to do it in invisible ink, like the one I used to have on the back of my neck. And so that way it's there. And then when I go in UV light, the constellation comes out.
yeah.
So I'm going to do something like that.
That's cool.
But I changed my mind too much. So, like the piercings and the tattoos that I get, I really, really make sure before I get them that it's something that I really want.
Yeah, yeah. I got this tattoo on my arm, and I'm kind of wanting to not get it covered, but I want to get it like turned into something else. Like
Well, what is it?
it's it's a cat, black cat with 13 in flames under it, and I don't want to get it covered, but I was thinking about just having like I don't know bats or
Like,
something else like to continue, finish the sleeve or whatever.
yeah, to like add to it so you can keep on like growing it down into different
Yeah,
portraits.
and some of it needs to be, like maybe gone over again or something. It's still pretty good, but I
Yeah,
don't know. Yeah,
but it's at a good spot. It's at a good place for that
yeah,
because you already have a big chunk, a big spot, and then you just start kind of adding like up here a little bit, and then just start kind of adding some stuff down here. And I like that better when people like instead of just, oh, I want a sleeve over the weekend, and so I'm just gonna pick out a bunch of tribals and all this stuff. Um, I like when people just have that idea and they just start kind of like mosaicing in the different
yeah,
art, blending it together, and then you almost have like the story on you later.
yeah,
And that's what I do with my milestones. Every time I have like a spiritual milestone, I always get myself as well. I started getting myself special tattoo, and like the last one I got was like the chills. Uh, this I forgot the word. The gear, the
yeah. Guild
it's
Seekers
oh my
Pentagear.
gosh, the pentagear, yes.
Yeah,
Um, because that means a lot to me. And then underneath that, I want to get the Taurus head, like the logo of like the Taurus, kind of underneath my neck, because I have like a few things down the back of my neck. Um, and then my dad's tattoo. But I'm like behind five different like milestones that I've had where I
yeah,
deserve tattoos. So
yeah,
like my cousin's husband does some, and the one for my dad, I really need some a special kind of artist. Um, it's different than what my cousin does, but
yeah,
it's like a very specific type of artist because it's got a hummingbird involved.
yeah. I was gonna get a tattoo, gonna get some tattoo work done a while back, but man, so damn expensive now.
I know.
I need somebody that I can like do some trading with, somebody that they need something that I can make, and we can do the barter system because man, I went in a couple places and they're like, "Oh yeah, we can knock that out. It'd be about $1,200." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna have that done today. Sorry."
Yeah.
Yeah, some of them are just. I mean, there's a couple artists around here that are really good, and they deserve to be paid for their work. But man, $1,000, $1,500, starts getting up there.
Well, yeah, and then it's like those are like Kat Von D prices. It's that's for like real what it used to be for like really, really good like portrait artists
Yeah,
and things like that that do like the really special shading and like the 3D looking um, pieces. But that's why like the other ones, like my cousin's husband, I mean, he does a great job. He's done like what two on me, I think, and
yeah,
a bunch for my cousin, and he's perfectly capable of doing like the ones that I want done. Um, and I watch him open like the needles, and I buy like the ink, just because I'm weird about even like reusing ink that's been dabbed in. But so I save up that way, and then when I go get my dad's finally, I'll put some
yeah,
money into that because that's the special one. My sister got hers right away. I just haven't yet. I don't even know where I want to put it.
yeah,
Some blue chew.
yeah. I'm like with Heather's comment. I'm on blood thinners too, so I don't even know if
Oh,
I can get tattoos right now. I'm trying to start weaning
it's
myself
your
off of
friend's
it.
guy. when Gary says, I want to get a QR code tattooed on my arm, and it sends you to a huge. Is that the guy who hits his head like on the chandelier? The fuck, 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 fuck guy? Sorry,
That's right.
Rob.
Yeah.
I just completely interrupted that.
No, you're fine. Yeah, 6 hours of tat time in one sitting. That's a feat. Like I did this one. It's not that big, but like that was my first tattoo, and she did all the black, and kept going outside to like smoke a cigarette. And, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Are you okay? Are you okay? Yeah. And I'm not gonna say some of it didn't hurt, because some of it, I mean, anybody that's got
Oh,
a
like
tattoo.
when they're filling it in.
Yeah. And so yeah, she did all the black, and then she wanted me to come back and do the color, after the first session healed. But I was like, "Al, you fucking do the whole thing." Got me in the chair. Let's just churn it out. But yeah, like certain places, like when it started getting up, like up here, in the very back of my arm. Certain places are
Oh,
more tender than others.
like underneath here, like this little pinchy part is
Yeah.
supposed to be the absolute worst. I was
Uh,
like before they were all popular. I don't remember how old I was. I wanted to get a tribal band really, really bad because I thought it was cute. And I was really cute with my little tank tops, my little stuff. I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna have my little tribal armband and all my little stuff. And I got my little tramp stamp before it was a tramp stamp. And that's all tribal. And then years later, it came out as like everybody has a goddamn tribal freaking armband now, and a back thing, which is now called a tramp stamp. I had it before they were popular.
yeah.
Glad I didn't get my tongue pierced because I almost got my tongue pierced until I started realizing that was a fad at the time. And I'm like, oh, screw that. Because it's like I do things ahead of time. I'm not saying nothing's like made because of me. It's just I do things ahead of time. And then I see other people doing it. And then I look like I'm following the fad where it's like, no, but do you understand? I've been doing this like years before this became like a thing.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah. It's funny. I got my ears done. I want to say like I was either 23 or 24, and this one I kind of stretched, over time. It took a while. Whereas this one, they did the punch out, and that one, I'm like, I don't want to wait, just punch it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this one, like, if I take this earring out for any amount of time, like when I was in the hospital, I had a hell of a time trying to get them back in, because this ear, especially since it wasn't the ear that was punched out or cut out or whatever, it like just starts like it closes up really really quick. And this one not so much. It does, but yeah, but yeah. When I got that done, geez, that was how many years ago was that? It's funny. I was in the grocery store, and some girl, the checkout girl, she was like, "Oh, I love your earrings. When did you have those done? Recently?" And I'm like, "Oh no,
Oh,
like 40 years ago." She just looked at me like, "What?" Back like
this-
when they were doing smoke signals, and they like
yeah,
chisel it out.
right.
What's
Is
that?
it your turn? Is it your turn?
Yep.
Oh, my next one's funny. I had to pre-practice that one on my mom. I
This
saw
one.
that, but I didn't read it.
Mysterious smoldering object falls from the sky over Australia. Yep. When I saw this, I'm like, I know what that is. Space peanut. It's a space poopy.
Space poopy.
It says, what does it say? A large burning object was the subject of a police investigation in Australia outback last week. The incident, which occurred on Wednesday afternoon, saw a multi agency response involving authorities from across Western Australia who attended the site of a large piece of smoldering wreckage that had seemingly fallen from the sky around 30 kilometers from the town of Newman. The object was still on fire when site workers had found it next to a rarely used access road. An initial investigation by authorities revealed that the wreckage was compromised mainly of carbon fiber and did not appear to be part of a commercial aircraft. The most likely explanation is that it was part of an aerospace pressure vessel or a rocket tank. Further
Never.
technical assessment will be undertaken by the engineers from the Australian Space Agency and to assist the identifying its nature and its source, the police said in a statement. If the object is indeed from space, then it further amplifies concerns raised over the danger posed by increasing amounts of space debris falling back to Earth. Yeah, we were talking about that a few weeks ago. While this piece happened to fall in a remote area, there's also the all but slim chance, all but slim chance that it could have fallen over a city or even onto someone's house. Death by space debris hasn't happened yet, but if incidents like this keep happening, it's only a matter of time. It's not if, it's when. Yes, we were talking about that a while back. Like, the more shit they put up there, what goes up's got to come down sooner or later. And we get shit falling from space. Like, they don't know where it's going, all these rocket parts, these rockets go up and motors separate and pieces come off and then they float around until they don't float around anymore and then they fall back to earth. And yeah, that'd suck to get like taken out by space junk.
And satellites are like in low orbit with like a certain time span where they're expected to just crash back down to Earth.
Yeah, space poopy.
Speaking of,
Poopy.
well, not quite space poopy, but butt breathing.
Say what?
Japanese butt breathing.
Oh man, why is it always the Asians that do weird shit like this?
Because they're on the cutting edge.
Is that it?
Yeah. Japanese butt breathing technique could help people with lung conditions. And I double checked this one.
Now, you're gonna have to explain some butt breathing.
Breath of this fresh air is
You're breaking up again. There you go.
oxygen
Oh,
and make of this out. Now, now, if you swallow food, crap out your butt. If you put food in your butt, you crap out your mouth. And Martha Stewart sat on the turkey, and then everybody passed around, socially the bowl as they were cleaning food up their butt. Um, Japanese and U.S. research. Results from the first human clinical trial testing the so-called butt breathing technique suggest that it's safe and well tolerated. They had to make that the toleration was like the number one thing
I want to know
first.
how doing this helps lung conditions. Though.
Well,
Got us do some splining.
safe pushing the cheeky alternative one step closer to being a real lifesaver. It might sound like a sketch from Saturday Night Live, but the Nobel Prize winning idea actually steals a page from nature's playbook. Loaches, a type of bottom dwelling fish, usually breathe through their gills, but when oxygen runs low, they're known to swim to the surface, gulp air, and swallow it. That air moves through their digestive tract, where oxygen is absorbed into the bloodstream before the rest is expelled through the anus, which I guess fish fart is what they're saying.
Aww.
Roaches can breathe through their backsides, and turtles, sea cucumbers, dragonfly nymphs, and even pigs can absorb oxygen in similar ways when they're up to the task. Inspired by these cheeky creatures, wondered if humans with blocked airways and clogged lungs could do something similar using a technique called an internal ventilation. And again, it makes me think about how, like, putting alcohol or anything else into your butt or mucous membrane goes into your skin
Yeah,
faster. So
but
wait a sec. My article shut down again. Work with researchers looking at oxygen straight into the rectum to once inside, the air theoretically passed through the intestinal walls and into the bloodstream, bypassing the lungs altogether. After early animal tests showed the treatment could stave off respiratory failure without major complications, scientists took the plunge and moved to human trials in Japan. They recruited 27 healthy. What happened? Are you still there?
yeah.
Everything shut down for a second.
Oh wow.
Healthy and brave men who agreed to have varying amounts of perfluorodecalan liquid inserted into their rectum hold 21 laughable hour, including some who took up to a liter and a half of the fluid. Participants reported bloating and discomfort, but no serious side effects. Notably, the liquid wasn't oxygenated. This is the word I needed help with my mom earlier. I couldn't say it. This was just a safety test to gauge whether humans could tolerate the procedure. This is so they had to first make sure they could tolerate it. This is the first human data, and the results are limited solely to demonstrating the safety of the procedure and not its effectiveness, said Dr. Takabe, a co author of the study. Now that we have established tolerance, the next step will be to evaluate how effective the process is for delivering oxygen to the bloodstream, he added. So it's like forget the actual sign, make sure that they can take it in the ass comfortably.
Hmm.
Looking ahead, him and his colleagues are planning to test internal ventilation with oxygenated liquid, aiming to figure out how much is needed and how long it must be held to boost patients' oxygen levels. Several health conditions can mess with the lungs' ability to transfer oxygen into the bloodstream, from airway injuries and inflammation to pneumonia the lungs with fluid. For these patients, doctors will provide respiratory support like mechanical ventilation or oxygen therapy, but sometimes these methods fall short. During the COVID pandemic, many patients died in part because there was a global shortage of ventilators, he said last year. Breathing could serve as an important alternative oxygen delivery route. So, in theory, it's still in theory, but the guys could take it in the butt, hold in what they needed to hold in for about the amount of time, and tolerate
Uh,
feeling a little bloated. But if they're saying if a fish, like, does the, like, blows it out, like, it just makes me think of the South Park where they're again doing it backwards. They're like, okay, we're just going to reverse this, just shove it in, and then expect it to go into the bloodstream, I guess.
yeah, I don't know.
Liquid oxygen. Um, is that like that canned oxygen that you have?
Kinda, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. Liquid oxygen would be different. I was kind of bummed, like when I went to the wound clinic because they do the hyperbaric, oxygen chamber therapy,
Yeah.
and I was kind of bummed I didn't get to do that. I'm like, kind of wanted to try it. Who knows? Maybe I'll still get a chance. Hopefully not. Hopefully I'm done with wounds and that's what I say, and all that.
What, you heard the cat burp? Did you?
I heard. Oh,
She just went burp.
no, really? Japanese butt breathing. Hmm. I don't know.
I had to have one butt thing in here.
Always some kind of butt thing going on. Some butt
Because
stuff.
every time I go to look at like the paranormal bookmark where I have, it's whatever, Riviera, how he died. It's like all 100,000 articles still about all of that and the Annabelle doll, and nothing new has come on there. And then
Yeah.
UFOs, there was something kind of cool from like they showed like in May or something like that, February, and there just hasn't been very good paranormal UFO stuff that's not seeming like BS.
Yeah. Well, speaking of paranormal BS, bull, UFO stuff.
Find some.
Well, I don't know. It might be BS too. But UFO weird trio of UFOs filmed in North Carolina Well, he's out
Oh,
there with the whiskey still. We looked up and said, "What in the tarnation?" UFO over Willow Spring, North Carolina, USA, October 15th, 2025. UAP sighting news. Um, this one says, what does it say? It says, and I got a little video off from Tim Bennell from Coast to Coast AM. A mystified witness in North Carolina captured footage of three strange looking UFOs floating across the sky. Their video, an account of the peculiar sighting, which occurred on October 15th in the community of Willow Spring, was shared with the National UFO Reporting Center last week. After initially spotting what they thought was a plane, the witness was confounded when they took a closer look with their phone and observed three separate black objects moving together across the sky. The witness marveled at the trio of UFOs was particularly puzzling during their unexplainable shapes, which they likened to a bird, two oblong objects trailing behind it. The curious cluster traveled north to the southeast within 5 to 10 minutes, before eventually vanishing from sight. As for what the oddly shaped UFOs may have been, viewers online have offered an array of possibilities, including, including otherworldly visitors, some kind of secret military craft, drones, or what may be the most plausible suggestion, errant balloons. It's always the damn balloons. What do you think about this witness? What do you think this witness filmed? Weigh in with your thoughts on the Coast to Coast Facebook page, or I can play the video right here. Maybe, maybe, maybe not. Nope, here it is. Okay, let me see if it's going to play. Stop. Okay, now I got to go back here and get rid of this and go to this. Where's the damn page at? Okay, here it is. Okay, this is what they see right here, which is kind of strange looking. Oh, stop. Stop.
well, I missed what just happened. We still have a few things, so he'll probably pop back on. And that wasn't my Wi Fi, surprisingly. Are you coming back?
I'm back.
We're back! I knew you would be.
Kicked myself out of the room because I closed too many windows because the damn
Oh,
videos wouldn't stop playing. But, anyways, those were kind of weird looking things. I don't think they were balloons. I've never seen balloons that look like that. But I don't know. There's only like 30 seconds of video. You think, if you're going to shoot video of a freaking UFO, you might want to have more than just a few seconds of video.
Maybe.
That's just me. I saw something weird tonight. Well, it wasn't weird. It was a drone, which is weird these days. But it was a big, huge. I saw one of those big, huge drones again
Uh-uh.
as I was driving. It was over. I was like when I left Walmart tonight. When I told you I was just leaving. It was on the way home, and I saw this big red light, and I'm thinking, well, damn, I didn't know there was an antenna here. I figured it was a light on one of the antennas. And then I'm like looking at it. I'm like, wait a minute, that thing's moving. So I kept going down the road, and I was looking up at it, and yeah, it was a big drone. I could actually see it.
Oh my goodness.
We've got a couple of big drones around here that I don't know if they're police or sheriff's deputies or who flies them, but somebody has them. They're not like they're not like a hobbyist drone. They're a big ass drone.
Like actual, the ones that are almost the size of cars.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe it's an Amazon delivery drone. I have no idea.
But I'm trying to think because there was something else where people were just starting to talk about, oh, the drones being shown again. And then I said something about, well, wasn't there, I think it was on Paranormal Soup, and I'm like, well, wasn't there like Chinese balloons or something that caused like the first round of it? And then I thought I saw an article the other day about some balloon thing. So I need to pay attention to that a little bit more. Here, Panda, one more plunge, baby. Here, one more. And then we're going to do your food after. Okay. 306 milliliters I have to give her of water each day.
Yeah, there's I mean there's an airport here. There's no like naval bases or military bases that are like here in town. I mean there's some that are like 30 miles from here, 30 miles, and which isn't that big a deal if you're flying a big drone. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it
That's
could be news, could be law enforcement. I don't know. I know there's one that I used to see out at when I'd go out on the pier. I've talked about that one before. It was a big one, and it would go out the pier, right down the pier, all the way to the end of the pier, and then it would hang a left and start heading north up the coast, and it would just go until it went out of sight. And so, and it was a pretty good size. It wasn't as big as a car, but it was probably a good 4 or 5 feet in wingspan dimensions. Who knows? But yeah, I think that one is some sort of like sheriff's deputy or somebody.
you need a I need to send you that like flight radar app I use.
Yeah, I need to look them up on that.
Yeah, because there's two different ones, and it really like because it'll tell you when it's CHP or if it's this or if it's that. But like lately, there's been a shite ton of them flying around here, and they're like the Stratocasters and Globemasters, which the Globemasters move people, personnel, equipment, and they're really big. But then the tankers are the ones that refuel like in the air. So you'll normally see like a few globe globe trackers, and then like a strata in the back,
Yeah.
and a lot of like helicopters and ospreys and all that. But down by LA, man, there's constantly a shit ton
Hmm.
of helicopters. And then, like, with these two different programs, you can kind of like play off of them and then copy and paste the call numbers like into stuff, and you can get like things like figured out. Um, it's just helpful for understanding, and then you like realize when it's like government and when
Yeah.
you just
Yeah.
see like a really mysterious plane go by and it won't even be on there, and it's like, yeah, they're not even putting their like squawk on,
Yeah.
or squeal, whatever the hell. Squawk.
It's funny.
Yeah.
I was when I was in Walmart this evening. I was back in the the sporting goods section and stuff, and I was looking for a knife, a good knife sharpening thing, kind of inexpensive. Is there such a thing as a good knife sharpening thing that's inexpensive? I don't know, but I was looking at that and I'm like, well, I'll be damned. They got night vision goggles in here. And it
Wait, for
wasn't
like kitchen knives or for like hunt knives?
just knives in general, um, like this.
Because they have like the double bladed kitchen ones that were, if they're not serrated, to where you have like the two steps.
Yeah. So I've got a knife that I've had for years and years, and I got it out of a geocache, and it's a German Boker knife, and it's got a titanium handle and all. I looked it up, and it's like, I mean, there's still some on like eBay that are like $175. This is an expensive knife, but it's got a ceramic blade, and
Oh,
the thing's never really been sharp. And I took it to Ace Hardware today, and they were going to try to sharpen it, but their sharpener, doesn't do ceramic blades.
did you
So,
look up what does ceramic blades?
um, some people say you can't sharpen it. I'm like, it's a freaking knife. You have to be able to sharpen it, And I watched one guy's video, and he uses just 600 grit sandpaper, and uses it like a stone or whatever. So
Yeah,
I
because you have
bought
to be
this.
careful. That's going to turn into like dust, and it could crack, and
Yeah,
depending like how.
I bought a little diamond sharpener
Did
because
you?
it's got to be harder than what you're sharpening. Diamond's pretty damn hard.
Diamond is the best.
But yeah, it was like $13 or something. But I ran it over that, and the thing's still dull as shit. But one of these knives, I mean, this thing is like, man, you could cut your arm off with this thing in a heartbeat. It takes the hair off. It's D2 steel, but yeah, ceramic's a bitch to sharpen. So if anybody knows how to sharpen ceramic blades, let me know.
Of
I may
course.
have to take it somewhere. I gave it to Darcy tonight. I'm like, hey, here you go. I got a task for you because she's really good at sharpening knives, and she's got all the the whittling knives and stuff, and she
Oh
gets them
yeah.
like freaking razor sharp. So we'll see.
Do you still have another one?
Nope, I'm done. You got one more.
Yeah, I got one more. Ooh, nation to ban. Italy becoming first nation to ban Bill Gates fake meat. I have to double check that. I send like a crap load of stuff to myself to double check later. So I don't just post stuff unless I verify it.
Yeah, yeah.
I actually care about my reputation, as far as like information I put out. Um, as I'm talking about butt breathing. So I don't know why they're calling it Psycho AI, if that's like the name that they're calling the machine, or they're just saying this, but I thought this is like kind of creepy. Psycho AI is taking over the world as Japanese party to install supercomputer leader. And the creepy thing with that is it's going to be like a supercomputer leader that has like a boffin or whatever the hell you want to call it as their assistant. Um, News Prince Anders Lodge is care. Get off. The Japanese political party has paved the way to take over the what they pledged to install as their leader. The party leader, um, after a disastrous re-election. Okay, Shinji Ishimaru. Ishimaru, who was previously the mayor of a small town, formed the Maverick Party, which doesn't have any policies, in January this year after unexpectedly coming second in the 24 Tokyo governor election. However, his meteorite rise to in Japan politics was followed by a catastrophic fall as the newly launched party failed to pick up any seats in the election of Japan's upper house. This is like written bad. With the vacancy at the top of the party, the machine learning doctoral student Koki Okmu Ok Umuara announced the new leader will be AI. The Boffin will act as an assistant to the supercomputer as it aims to lead the path to rebirth party to as it leads aims to lead the path to rebirth party to electoral victory. I don't know if that's a language thing or an AI or a chat thing. The finer details on how the party will be run by AI are yet to be worked out, and the 25-year-old student who will act as the party's said the 25-year-old student who will act as the party's leader until then. The Boffin did say the supercomputer will not dictate political activities of party members, but will make decisions on the allocation of resources to members. It comes as James Cameron, and he's been in the news a lot lately talking about the Terminator. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
He's like, I wrote that as a warning and blah, blah, blah. Um, he's struggling to write a new Terminator movie, stating, we're living in a science fiction age. 71-year-old, why by the time I get to the end of these do I have to reboot the whole article? Um, living in a science fiction age. The director currently juggling the franchise confirmed plans for another Terminator last year. However, he's finding it tough to write now. Speaking, he revealed, I'm tasked with writing a new Terminator story. I've been unable to get started on that very far because I don't know what to say that won't be overtaken by real events. We are living in a science fiction age right now. Since its release in 1984, the original Terminator, starring Arnold and Linda, has remained an iconic sci-fi classic. In October 24, Cameron hinted that the future of the franchise was in the works told Empire magazine, "It's more than a plan, it's what we're doing. That's all I'll say right now." Cameron, who currently Avatar, preoccupied with Avatar, stressed that the future of Terminator hinges on crafting innovative and varied narratives. So,
Hmm.
I've heard several things where people have suggested allowing supercomputers to run various tasks and be in charge of various tasks. And that is pretty concerning. I also read something earlier where they're saying, like, within 5 years, people are going to be like just completely like the age of depression and stuff again because AI is
Yeah.
going to work so fast and take over so much that people are going to be like zombified drug addicts, just, watching TV and depressed and jobless, relying on the state.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we don't get to that.
AI is pretty weird, man. I see more weirder and weirder stuff every day.
Yeah. You see the ones I sent you from
Which one?
a certain person.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's like two.
Yeah. Yeah.
But let me give a warning as I'm, glorifying it.
Yeah.
Sleep tight. Night, night, Heather.
Thanks
Thank
for
you for
hanging out with
stopping
us.
by.
Yep, it is after the witching hour for me, after 2 a.m.
Yes. Strange mood tonight, so my a little bit goofy and strange.
Oh,
I have to plunge food into my poor kitty now because she's not eating on her
hmm,
own. Not a fun task to try to do.
yeah. Yeah. Your cat's been sick. My dog's been sick. My dog's doing better now, though. She was full of spit
Thank
and
goodness.
vinegar tonight, barking at everybody whole way home. Barky McBarkerson. Snarls Barkley.
Snarls Barkley.
Yeah, she gets the rah, rah.
It's too cute.
She has an aversion to white vehicles. She does not like white cars or white trucks.
Why is that? Night,
I have no
Christina.
idea. No idea.
Blessings. Thank you. I wonder why.
I don't know. I don't know.
Has she had a bad? Oh, 11/11. Has she had a bad experience
Not that I know of. I
on
think
the
she just
22nd?
you know
I pray.
she just sees things differently through her eyes. I don't know what colors dogs see, but white cars piss her off. White cars and little people. Doesn't really like little people.
Like children?
Yeah.
I wonder why she doesn't like kids. Because she's jealous.
What's in your practice? This is I don't know. She's mini praxis. She just doesn't really care for kids. No idea
That's
why.
strange.
She gets used to Nora. If Nora comes over, she'll kind of warm up to her, but it takes a little while.
Each time, does it have to like start back over?
Oh yeah, yeah. She's like, I ain't all about the little people.
I wonder if it freaks her out. You'd think she would like them better, being like more her level.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Oh, now eggs have silly concerns again.
Oh boy. It's always something.
Always something. So I don't care. Because I'm just going to keep plugging on, doing my thing.
Yep.
Staying out of the mess, staying out of the laying low. UK really freaking protesting. Now they're saying that U.S. citizens, if they don't have it, can't like visit UK, whatever. Oh well then,
If they don't have what?
digital ID, that
Ah,
shit in your hand.
screw that.
Yeah, but those people are protesting a lot.
None for me, thanks.
Nope.
I think I'll pass on the digital ID.
Yes.
60 some odd years without it. Don't need it now. Oh, then you won't be able to buy food. Yeah, well,
Or see your doctor, or get any benefits that you're supposed to get. Like with COVID, like, oh, you can't fly, you can't, work. They'll slowly
yep,
just, start taking stuff away.
yep.
Here, have a lap dance. Get your thing. Have a small hamburger or a small fry
I
or a
got a
dime bag
couple
of
of
weed.
these.
Huh?
My answer would be, I got a couple of these for you.
Yeah. Or here's a dime bag of weed. Go get your shot.
But, anyways, I'm going to go play cornhole tomorrow night at the league.
Oh,
Thursday
cool.
night's league night. I suck at it, but I go play anyways.
That's good though, just to get out, get some air, and like get your arms moving
Yeah,
and chat with people.
yeah,
That'd be good times. I go play cornhole with you.
yeah, heck yeah. Yeah, I can't get anybody to go around here.
Really? I would totally go.
Yep, yep.
That sounds like fun. I would probably go do all the activities that you go do.
Yeah, I've tried to get several people to go, and nobody ever does.
I would.
But, anyways, y'all have a great rest of the week. Woohoo, Halloween's coming.
Yes, positive vibrations rule. Had that hated kids. What are we gonna do for Halloween? If any of, maybe if any of you guys have like some creepy stories that you haven't been able to tell or only tell a little bit, we can do a little thing where we can give some people the link and they can pop on and tell their story and be part of the panel if they wanted.
Yeah, we could do that. I need to see
Yeah.
if I can get my phone line back up to figure out what's up with
Oh,
that, or at least figure out how to just use my phone through my mixer or something. Maybe I don't know. Figure it out, hopefully.
yeah.
Anyways, and I'll work on trying to get my ghost box thing going. I don't know what's wrong with it. I don't know what the deal is. I'll try and work on that tomorrow.
Are you going to do any Day of the Dead makeup? Like since Jason's doing his the Halloween show, 2 days after Halloween, which is the second and last day of Day of the Dead. I'm sure it's still going to be a Halloweeny type thing. I'm going to do like a half like sugar skull face, like half my face, half like a pretty sugar skull type thing.
Yeah,
I don't know if Katrina's going to dress up or Tilly. I mentioned the sugar skull or even Halloween. I don't care, but I figured you could probably do a half. You could do a skull face. Oh, wait, Rob. Stop. Wait. Do that again. We
there
have
you go.
almost the same rule.
Yep.
Oh, there's dust in it and hair. I almost got the one with that flower, but I like this one because it had the cross. I've had this hanging for
Yep.
like, oh god, so much dust. I've had this hanging on my wall for like ever.
Cool, cool. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll do something. I gotta.
Are
I'm
you?
playing. Yeah, I'm playing music Halloween night, so I'm supposed to dress up. Haven't had a Halloween gig in a long time, so it'll be fun.
That'll be hecka cool, and you're gonna bring your fog machine and everything,
Yeah,
and the lights. That'll be a good time.
yeah. I used the fog machine at the last gig that we just played, but the frickin' wind was blowing, so it would like fog the whole stage, and then all the fog would zoop, get sucked right out of the back of the stage.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Is this next one outdoor?
yeah. It's kind of a smaller stage, and yeah, who knows if it's windy? Yeah, the fog machine ain't
Maybe you
gonna
can use
work.
cardboard to help funnel it.
Yeah, but anyways, cool. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Won't
Hope
be
you guys,
taking fireball shots this year.
yeah, really, you guys have a great rest of the week, and thanks for hanging out with us as usual. And we will see you next time for Weird Wednesday. So long.